All right, welcome to the Noon Kundalini Recharge class, and we will start with a little bit of centering. So you can just either open or close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths in your nose, out your mouth. Do anything you need to do to get more comfortable. And then let's add the shoulders this last time. Inhale, lift your shoulders. Squeeze your hands, firm the belly. Exhale out your mouth, let your shoulders go back and down. And then just gently gaze towards the center of your forehead with a few slow, deep breaths. And tune into just the general overall feeling state of your body. You might scan your physical body. Notice points of pressure. Sitting on the floor, feet on the floor, hands on your legs. And even the really subtle bits of sensation, like your clothing on your skin, the air on your skin. And as we tune in, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo, we're connecting with our inner teacher. We're connecting with the wisdom within, and then with the Adgure Name, the Mangalachara mantra, we're creating a protective shield around ourselves. So give your hands a rub, press your thumbs to your forehead, and just connect in with your intention for today. Feel it, see it, maybe it's a word. Okay, and then hands to your sternum, and we'll chant with about 1 breath per mantra, per phrase. So you might want to start with a real big inhale. So big inhale. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Protective mantra. Start at the left side and go around. Adgure Name, Jugadgure Name, Satgure Name, Siddhi Guru Deve Name. Adgure Name, Jugadgure Name, Satgure Name, Siddhi Guru Deve Name. Adgure Name, Jugadgure Name, Satgure Name, Siddhi Guru Deve Name. Inhale. And hold, squeeze around the base of your spine, around the tailbone, from your belly, chin drops, eyes lift, spiral the energy up and out. And exhale, relax, maybe bow to all this beautiful energy within, and then rest a moment with your hands on your lap and just feel. Tune into your flow of your breath and any little subtle changes from doing the mantra, from focusing that way. And then you can just shake out your legs a moment. And we'll just do a little tiny bit of seated warm-ups. Just one, actually, just the Sufi grind. So circle a few times each way. First, focusing on your exhales in a sense of grounding your energy down and allowing any tension of your body or mind to go down as well. So Mother Earth can just recycle this energy that's no longer needed by you. Other people's energy worry energy, just exhale it down. And the next time you come forward, change your direction. And focusing a little more on your inhalations and this sense of drawing earth energy, stabilizing energy up into your energy systems of your body. You might visualize it as a certain color or a shade of light through each of your energy centers all the way to your crown and up. And the next time you come around, take a big breath in, hold, squeeze, internally lift up, and pause a breath, just notice. Okay, and then we'll come to hands and knees. We'll just have a nice little flow here. We'll kind of tie a few different things together. So on your inhale, drop your belly, and as you exhale, hips to heels. And then you'll come back up to hands and knees, and we'll add a down dog to that. So lift your hips, take a moment in down dog, walk it out. And then come back to your hands and knees, do that again. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, hips to heels. Come to your hands and knees and lift to down dog. And we'll step, so you can lower your knees if you like, but we'll step the left foot forwards. Okay. Lift your back knee, take a moment here, and if you'd like, you can move your hips back on the exhale and forward on the inhale, and your back knee could be up or down. And pause with your hips back and hold the stretch a moment, feeling an opening in the back of the front of your leg. And maybe exhale out your mouth and feel some of this tension in your leg draining out your heel of, or sole of your foot. Okay, and then we're going to just come on back to a plank type pose and lower to your belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale back to child's pose, and let's try that flow 2 more times. So it's like you're just pushing a ball with your nose to get to your belly, and then inhale, cobra. And exhale back, and try that 2 more times. Looking forwards, pushing this big beach ball with your nose. Elbows stay by your rib cage. Cobra, and back 1 more time. Just opening our low backs to prepare us for what is yet to come in the set today. And then add your down dog and just walk it out. Rooting into your hands. And then step your right foot between your hands. And just, again, that little back and forth movement. Might feel stiff. Feels really stiff to me. So maybe you don't go all the way back. You might not straighten your leg all the way. And then take a moment to pause in that stretch if you haven't already paused here. And feel a scissoring sensation, like you're hugging your legs towards one another. And see if you can locate the places of stretch, of tension. And breathe in and out of that area. Okay, and then step forwards, half lift. So you come to the front of the mat, lengthen the spine, and then forward fold. Just let your neck go. And take your time to roll up and lift your arms out and up. Okay, great. And our last warm up, you could just stand and just breathe and call that what you need today, or you twist to each side, just this nice inhale, left, exhale, right. You might shake, which is really, really good when you're dealing with a busy mind. Just kind of helps us clear I like to think of it as clearing frenetic energy when we shake, and we're waking up a lot of systems in the body. And also, if you need grounding, it can be good to lift and drop the heels. And that's also good for building our bone density, having this little mini earthquake happen through the body. And you might even add a mantra to this, like Satnam or I am. We can increase the stability of our lower chakras by just really feeling our body, feeling your awareness in your body. Okay, good. Do any last things that you need. And then you can just stand a moment and notice a difference. Beautiful. And then we'll begin our Kriya for the upper back and shoulders with standing forward bends. So lift the arms up. You can touch your hands together and cross the thumbs. And squeeze your legs together, do a little baby back bend. And exhale to touch the floor, or you can have a block to just touch the block. And bend your knees if you need to, and just kind of get ready to just go at your own pace here. Let's see, I forgot my timer. Here we go. Okay. Just for 1 minute, moving as mindfully as you can, inhaling up and exhaling down. Notice if it helps to have a little squeeze in the pelvic floor so that you're engaging your abdominal muscles to support you in this movement, to support your low back. And the image that I find really nice is your torso is your tree trunk, and your feet go down and are your tree roots. And then your super flexible tree that can blow in the wind. But tune into the stability of your tree trunk and your root system to allow this flexibility and movement in your upper body. Good. And the next time you come up, inhale deeply, squeeze your inner thighs, and then we'll go right to the next, which is a forward fold. So for a little bit of time, either support your elbows by bending your knees, or just hang over your thighs, or put your hands on a block. And long, slow breaths as you allow the weight of your head to create some length in the spine. And if for whatever reason you feel lightheaded or uncomfortable doing that, just bring your hands above the knees and do more of this tabletop, or put your hands on a shelf or a table. And that will, when you keep your head more in line with your hips, and keep your head so that you're not dropping your head below the heart. That is much better if you have blood pressure stuff, or if you have a cold. And just for another couple breaths, let your spine lengthen. Good. If you're in the forward fold, come back up to the half lift and inhale. Bend your knees and use your core strength to come up to standing. Sweep out your arms. Stand and just pause to feel. Notice. It's as though you could just fill up the shape of your body with your awareness. Just kind of feel the space between your fingers and around your arms and down your body, the shape of your body. You can feel what is your body and what is just space and air. And we'll just keep going through the Kriya, moving into cat-cow. So take your time to get there. You might lift the arms up and forward fold, And if you'd like, just go right to hands and knees, or maybe you add that quick little transition down to the belly into cobra and back to hands and knees. Okay. Take a moment to find the comfortable placement of your hands and knees, and then we move the spine. So your eyes just close and go towards the center of your forehead and begin your cat-cow. So it'll almost feel like you're looking a little bit up here, even though you're looking towards the center of the forehead. And find this sense of fluidity and ease as you move and open your spine. The pace could definitely be slow or quick. I tend to like to do the more Kundalini style, which goes faster. But there's days when that feels uncomfortable. So just notice the one that's best for you. And notice how it feels to keep your eyes closed and focus slightly upwards. And find just the amount of movement in your head that feels good. Last little bit. And come to a neutral spine and inhale. Hold, squeeze from the base of your spine all the way up. Track it up towards your crown. And then your choice, you can make any movements you need. Child's pose, or sit in rock pose and meditate a moment. Maybe hands stacked and thumbs touch. And we just think of these little time periods between the exercises as mindful moments. Just increasing your awareness of any thoughts, emotions, sensations, feelings. Watching them all as they come in and as they go. And this is a skill that must be cultivated, but it's possible to cultivate it. And then we're going to just take our time to come into plow pose. So I recommend having a blanket. If you have one, just fold it, or even two, because we'll do plow and shoulder stand. So any props that you know are helpful for that, a block can be really helpful. So to modify this, you can just lift your hips, place your block, and you could have your knees bent or your legs forwards at an angle. And on this one, I would hold the thighs. If you want to go a little further, you lift your hips off the blocks and your legs are parallel to the floor. And then the full pose, you could straighten the arms and touch the floor with the feet. But for me, I usually just stay with this parallel position. And we'll just have some nice long deep breaths here. And this is a pretty deep stretch in the low back. So if it gets to be too much, you just go back to that more modified position with your hips not really up too much. You could also use like a folded blanket if you don't have a block. And use your hands to help if you do have your hips lifted in the full plow pose. And I also find it nice to just put my hands on the tops of the thighs. You can close your eyes and just breathe into the opening you might feel in your back. And only go deeper into the pose if that feels right, which would be letting your toes touch the floor. Okay. Last breath or two. And then we'll just come down really slowly. So really take your time. to lower your pelvis down. Good. And then you can just start off with your, one way that might feel good is feet wide and knees together and just maybe hands on the belly and rest there. Or the other one is legs straight and arms maybe up and over on the floor. So find one that feels good and just rest a moment. Notice your breath and particularly bring your awareness down to your low back area, the place that was just getting a stretch. And feel that that area is being nourished by your breath. And if there's any little stretches you need to do, I often like to widen the feet and windshield wipe the knees after that one, or do a quick little twist to each side. Okay, you might hug the knees in. And then we move to shoulder stand. So same kind of modifications apply using the block. Or if you don't have a block, I'll demonstrate this going really close to my shelf. So you could go to a wall or a shelf and put your feet on the wall or on the shelf. And that helps you to lift your hips. And then you can put your hands under your hips, low back, and you could even do it that way, or if you feel comfortable, you could bring your legs forward at a 45-degree angle, or scoot your hands lower towards your shoulder blades and have your legs straight up. So either one. And just make sure it's one that feels comfortable and doable. Make sure that you're not putting weight on the neck. You mainly want weight between your head and your shoulders, because it's a shoulder stand, not a neck stand. So if you're using the wall or shelf, make sure that you know that you're welcome to keep your feet on the support, or you can lift them up. And if it works to just do a normal, like legs relax on the wall, you can do that. Long, slow, deep breaths. If you're in shoulder stand, you can come down. You might go through plow to get to shoulder stand. If you're at the wall, you feel free to stay there a little longer if that's comfortable, or scoot yourself away. And if you have got that blanket, you might just scoot your upper back over the blanket and get a little upper heart opener that way. And that way we're counterposing the bend that we had in the throat and the heart, and opening that area up. And just feel an influx of new energy coming into your heart and your throat, and even into your forehead and the crown of your head. So the sequence, because it's working the shoulders and upper back, it's also bringing a lot of energy into the upper chakras. And then any stretches or twists that you need. And we'll flip right to the belly, so you can rock and roll up and turn to the belly, or simply turn right over to your belly. And if you have a hard time interlacing your fingers behind, you could hold a strap, a sock, or a scarf like this, or just interlace the fingers. And to modify, you can just lift your head and shoulders and arms, but if you want a little more lift, either one leg at a time, switch whenever, or lift both legs. And it's a steady breath of fire here. So get into your breath. And notice what feels better right now. Eyes open or closed. And feel that pulsing of your belly. Okay, good. Inhale deeply as you stretch up as much as you can, lifting both legs. Exhale, relax down. Face can go to one side and just relax a moment. If your head is to one side, change your head to the other side. And then press back to child's pose. Okay, but we're going to keep our arms in front and just take a moment here before we add movement and allow your head to soften into the floor. Feel your feet on the floor. And you can have your knees close together or wider apart depending on what feels good. Bring your arms shoulder width apart and we'll just move with the breath. So you inhale, straighten your arms and imagine you're doing cobra pose in your upper back and upper neck. And then exhale, your elbows come down and there can be kind of a softening. You could lower your head all the way or not. And just move at your own pace. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, elbows come down. And I find it's helpful to squeeze hands together. Inhale, stretch up, arcing your spine. Exhale, soften. Good. Just finding that nice opening in the upper back. And find a pace with this that feels good. Start to feel how your shoulders are going back, like as though your shoulder blades were two loving hands trying to lift your heart. You might even explore your hands being closer to your knees or farther forwards of your knees. See which one feels better. Good. And the next time you come up, hold the breath. Hold your breath in. Squeeze. Exhale, get your sock or interlace your fingers. Your head will come down, arms will lift up, and breath of fire this time for a move. A seal. A circuit for the energy to flow. And just drawing a lot of energy to your brain and the glands in your head and throat and upper back and shoulders. Good, steady breath of fire. Just lifting your arms only as high as you comfortably can, just a little bit longer. Okay, inhale deeply. Hold your breath, squeeze your pelvic floor, lift your arms high, and then relax your arms down, and maybe even in front of you. Get a good stretch. Rest here, or shift into a down dog just to open up the backs of your legs after being in child's pose for a while. And make your way to a cross-legged position as we really start focusing on the upper back and shoulders for these last few exercises. So hands on your knees and kind of tune in, maybe put a hand over your heart, tune into this area. And with both hands on your knees, draw that your heart center forward and up. And without leaning your whole back, just think of melting your back of your heart back. And continue this upper back spinal flex with nice steady breaths. So you might even look down and make sure you're not really moving the pelvis too much. Try to emphasize the movement in your upper back. And if there's a little bit of pelvic movement, no worries. Add your mantra as though you're placing your mantra in your heart and it's shining out as you move, as you breathe. Counteracting all of our shoulder forward type posture we have during the day at our computers. Good. And inhale. Maybe even draw the shoulders back more. Exhale, relax a moment, just feel. Just as full of a breath as you can allow. In and out. And then bring your hands together. Feel like you're touching every single finger. Thumb, base of the thumb comes to your sternum, shoulders backing down. And we meditate here. Breathe in and out your nose as you focus at the middle of the forehead. And it might feel good to imagine that you're breathing in the forehead down to the heart, and then back up from the heart and out the forehead. And as you practice that a while, you might notice where your attention goes, energy follows and flows. So you put your awareness in your forehead center and in your heart center and between your hands. Energy goes there as well. And in this position, we're using the hands to balance both sides of the brain and both sides of the body, where there can sometimes be some imbalances. And then inhale deep, hold, really squeeze energy up, root lock, squeeze pelvic floor, belly, chin and eyes up, and relax. Take your pause and feel. And then we'll bring hands behind the head. And if that's a little too much, you can have hands on the shoulders or even fingertips behind the head. Otherwise, interlace and inhale left and exhale right. Good. And add your mantra, Sat Nam, or whatever, even in and out works as a mantra. And really focus on the feeling of breathing in and out your nose, the cool air coming in, the warm air coming out. Okay, and then on the next time you go right, come to the middle and then open up this area. So lean your head back into your hands. Maybe you gaze upwards with eyes open or closed. And come into a steady breath of fire now in this little, you can change the legs of course or have the legs in a different pose, but emphasize this upper back. I'm actually realizing that it might be easier to sit on the heels too. And then you can just open up here. Breath of fire. And then feel for letting your head push into your hands a little. Melt your shoulder blades down your back. Tuck the tailbone just a tiny bit. So we're trying to open the upper back, not so much the lower back. You can adjust the elbows too. More forwards is fine. Powerful breath of fire to open your heart. Last 10 seconds. Okay. Inhale deep. Exhale, release your hands down. Take your breath to notice. And then shoulder shrugs, moving the energy between the heart and the head. Inhale up, exhale down. Slower, quick movements. I like to bring the hands close in towards the thighs. It's a little less work. And just move with your breath. Inhale up, exhale down. And go at a pretty quick pace depending on what feels good and doesn't cause lightheadedness. Good. And inhale deep, lift, squeeze. Exhale out your mouth. And just finish this set with some shoulder rolls. Inhale forward and up. Exhale back and down. Each shoulder roll, feel a sense of clearing away, clearing the tension, letting go of the tension. Letting go of the holding. Our external stress can really translate into physical stress, a constricted posture. So this whole set helps to reverse some of that and allows more vitality and energy. And in this month, we're just in our last week or two of the Aries season, the first astrological sign of the 12 signs, and it's all about action and moving forward. So this is a really good set to align us with that. And then just relax your shoulders down and take a moment to notice if you're comfortable. I'm probably going to change to cross-legged. And we'll just do a quick little breathing exercise before we do Shavasana. So this is a really lovely, simple meditation to do anytime you're needing some nurturing, some emotional balance. So we'll take, you can do, I'm showing with the middle and index finger down and using thumb and ring finger, but you could also use thumb and index finger or thumb and ring finger with the fingers up. So either way, and we'll inhale left and exhale right. So we'll start off cover. So inhale through both, exhale both, cover the right, inhale left, cover the left, exhale right, cover the right, inhale left, cover your left nostril, exhale right, and continue. It's just inhale left, exhale right. And if it's helpful, you can use your mantra, Sat Nam or in and out. This can be done any time of day, but it's also really nice before bed to let go of the worries of the day. Inhaling through your left nostril is like pressing the reset button. It resets the framework of your thinking and feeling, allowing new perspectives. We can sometimes get ourselves in a pretty limited tunnel vision way of thinking that is often colored by those around us or our upbringing. And when we consider that our thoughts very much impact how we feel, you can imagine if you can kind of reset this little system, it's like taking a fresh breath of air. And the exhaling out the right nostril connects to the left brain, that real active, logical, analytical side of the brain. So by exhaling out of that side, you're calming those calculations, computations, constant monkey mind thinking. And this breath pattern promotes emotional balance and is especially helpful after periods of intense stress or shock. Okay, great. And so the next time you exhale right, relax your hand down and breathe in through both. And just notice how you feel. And you might feel drawn to just sit and do a nice seated type of mindful meditation here, or come lying down on your back for Shavasana. So either one, laying down or staying sitting, closing your eyes, getting comfortable. And just like we did when we first started this class, whether you're sitting or lying down, notice the feeling of that position of your body on the floor. Which parts of your body are touching the floor? Where is there a sense of pressure? Maybe with your arms against the floor, your hands against your legs. Notice those pressure points. And just feel the air on your skin. And tune into any sounds that you perceive right now. Drawing your sense of hearing out to find the most far away sounds. And as you notice your breath again, we'll combine the focus of breath with some imagery, if you'd like. So just imagine some shade of light. I like to see a golden light. And this can be a ball of light. This can be a giant ball of light. I like to visualize a really big ball of light. And with eyes closed, I imagine my arms are reaching up to pull on the edges of this big ball of light. And I'm just bringing it down through the top of the head. I'm feeling the top of the head and forehead and the upper part of the brain with light. Just keep pulling this down into your eyes, temples, cheeks and ears. Down through your nasal passages and jaw, mouth. Seeing this light going down to your neck and shoulders. Down through your heart and chest and arms. Your diaphragm and belly and pelvis and hands. To your thighs, knees, shins. This light moving down, clarifying not only your energy bodies, but the energy around your body. Down to your ankles and feet, and even below the feet. Seeing this light fill up your body and your auric field. Seeing this protective bubble around you. Put an image to it. this bubble could be like an actual bubble, iridescent soap bubble, but it could also be an orb of light. Could be something that's the circle that's made out of something like flowers or tree branches, or even a mirror, so that other people's light can come through the mirror, but anything negative is reflected out. And then tune into your breath, and just for these last moments, explore a backward counting to keep your attention. So starting with the number 11. So you'll inhale, think 11, and exhale, think 11. And then inhale backwards to 10. And keep going towards 0. And if your mind wanders and you forget where you were at, start again at 11, or the number you were last remember being on. And it might be helpful as you're counting backwards to tune into your breathing, that feeling of your breath coming in the nostrils, down to the belly, lifting back up towards the heart and the chest, and exhaling from the chest down to the belly and out the nostrils. Keep counting backwards, and no judgment if you lose your place. And then let go of the counting and just sort of tune into how your body feels right now. You are welcome to stay laying down, or if you'd like to close, you might do a twist, laying down or seated twist to each side, just to clear your spine. Rub your hands and your feet. And we'll close with 3 satnams. Once for yourself, then someone else, then the world. And the sat is long and light, and the nam is short and sweet. So we'll inhale to begin. Sat nam. Sat nam. Sat nam. Inhale. As you exhale, honor this truth within, and knowing that in every moment you have this opportunity to just drop down into the awareness of your sensations, feelings, and thoughts. And that this is a gift in any moment you can give yourself. Namaste.